Hey everybody, it's me, Remy, the Comic Book Poser, and I'm here today to welcome you to Enter the Poseverse, coming from my hotel room in the lovely city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to show you what I picked up on my haul today. So see what kind of fire books and toys and collectibles I got. You'll check it out after this. Comic book poser. Alright, after being here for a couple of days and failing to procure a car to meet my buddy Deadpool's, who lives down to the south of Milwaukee, I went to a couple of shops and found a stack of comics that big. So I want to talk a little bit about each of the shops and what I got from each of them, because I think Milwaukee has a couple of pretty cool spots to check out if you're here in the area. So the first place I checked out is here in, I think, solid downtown, near the Riverwalk and all of that stuff. And it's a shop called Downtown Books Bought and Sold. You'll see through the couple of pictures that I have here that by and large it's your typical used bookstore. But upon talking to the owner, he had a very small comic book section, had comic books in his recently purchased stuff, and said that, he's got more and more short boxes of comics to look at that were down in the basement level, but he would have to price them. So I want to show the kinds of things that I picked up. So not a big Star Wars fan, but I know a lot of the folks that I talk to, or people who show up on my Whatnot auctions are. So here, for a very good price, I've got the 1 through 6 series of Star Wars Dark Empire 2, and then the Hero Special. And I didn't open the package up, but if you want to judge it by, the special book on the back or the number 1 on the front, they all look like they are in fairly decent condition. And for seven books on a series that people are highly speculating on, I paid under $20. My favorite pickup of the day was the Star Wars Valentine story from them. So some Han Solo Leia action. I might read this on the plane tomorrow before I check it out. And then I picked up a couple of things for the PC. So I got Wolverine number 2. X-Men Adventures, which that's the next series that I'm moving on to, number 7, that I'm collecting more of the adventures in the classic as I fill in some of my uncanny holes. And then he had a good number of annuals from both X-Men and New Mutants, and I'll take a second to create a pile to show them off at the right spot that I might fast forward through. So like I said, he had a good selection of annuals, which are some of the holes in my X-Men and X-Men adjacent series. So I got New Mutants Annual number 1. I got the New Mutants Special number 1, which has a very, very dope wraparound cover. I got New Warriors number 1 for $1. We'll see if I go down that rabbit hole soon. And then in terms of Uncanny X-Men annuals, it helped fill in the voids around it's the ever popular number 14. 14, first appearance of Gambit. If I got the number wrong, I've got it. Yeah, I have it. It's the purple and black cover. But for $250 a piece, I picked up X-Men Annual 11, 15, and 16. So that helped fill in some voids there, and then everything else that I've got are some random Uncanny X-Men issues or X-Men from the 90s run that I was missing in 260, 289, and then the 91 run in number 31. And then I picked up some more Star Wars titles. So I've got the first 5 issues or the 5 complete issues of Star Wars Dark Times. Like I said, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about the Star Wars comics, but I know some folks who really, really love it. I've got Star Wars Tales number 14, a sweet Ewoks cover. Star Wars Zamwazel, which I don't know anything about that one. And then one of the ones that I gravitated to was Star Wars Tales number 8 with C-3PO on the cover. A little bit of a spine roll, but the good press will solve that. And then one of the books that I was excited to find that I had seller's remorse, or I put this in a mystery box not necessarily knowing what I had, that I got another copy of Promethea number 1 from Alan Moore. So, like I said, Downtown Book Spot and Sold. Check that place out. It's a little bit warm, but definitely a good shop owner to talk to, and is very accommodating to show you what he has if you've got a little bit of time to pick some things out from the stack in the basement and let him price it. It's something that if I'm back here in Milwaukee, that's definitely the first spot I would hit to see what kind of sweet books he's got in the bottom, and then maybe some conversations in the pricing process could happen. The second shop that I stopped at was the Turning Page, and I think if you look at these exterior shots of the shop, it's something that I kind of liked. It was in a little bit more of a suburban area of the town with a lot of cool art on the building. Clearly it showed that they buy and sell collections, which is something that a lot of the shops here were willing to display. So I'm going to make my couple of piles real fast. So I found a couple of things that check off a lot of needs of what I'm looking for. I had a difficult time figuring out what I wanted to read this week on time versus the kinds of books that I was willing, do I want to pay for it twice, pick it up while I'm here, and then pay for it again next Wednesday when I'm at my LCS? So the 2 books that I missed out on versus some of the other shops I went to when I was in Michigan, Sinister War number 2. Y'all know that Nick Spencer got me in Sinister War number 1, and then I read the subsequent ASM issue. And then here's the 5th printing of Stray Dogs number 1, which I'm collecting all of the covers for number 1 since I still have a set of the first printing and the first printing horror homages. Can't say that phrase. The next one, and I'm going to pull a backing board really fast to see if I can remember the name of the shop. But this store had a set of Something It's Killing the Children exclusives. So this is Something It's Killing the Children number 16. And they had a set of Cowabunga Comics exclusives. And, I paid $50 for the Trade and the Virgin together. It's not that wildly different from what we pay online for a lot of them. But I think this is probably one of the coolest covers that I've seen for this series. And I think at the end of the day, I'm definitely inclined to maybe move on the trade if somebody is interested in it, because I really think this is probably one of the most beautiful version variants that I've seen in terms of, not just Erica Slaughter, but the new storyline. I found a Virgin variant for Saga. I think that's like 41, the family picture cover. That literally the main version of that covers the Saga and the issue number at the top. I haven't seen that, and it was in very, very clean condition. So I was excited to grab that puppy. The X-Men annual theme continues. That I picked up some New Mutants. I picked up the set of annuals 3 through 7 for $10 that I picked up one at the used bookshop. And I think I have one of 3 through 7, so maybe I have some duplicates there. And then in the Uncanny X-Men annuals, the 1991 run of the X-Men annuals, I got annuals 1 through 3, again, in very, very good condition, that I'm excited to add to the PC. I'm collecting my Archie Turtles, so I got the Adventure Special. I think this is the one that I have with the potential Kevin Eastman SIG without a COA, so that's something that I'm excited to have in the non-signed version. And then a couple of the other pickups that I have were interesting. Some of them PC, some of them were books that I saw and for the price I knew could pass on. One of the themes that you're going to see in some of the later shops is Spider-Woman #1. So you're going to keep track of how many times I bought this book today, because I don't remember. I was very excited to pick up a Descender #1 for double cover price, and I think I got this for $5. They had a lot of mini comics, the Wizard mini comics, a lot of Ashtans. So I love me some Ren and Stimpy. Found the Ren and Stimpy Wizard mini comic #1. So there you go. And two things that I picked up on a whim, because I know I have some folks that love them, some Red Sonja from the Marvel days, that I got, 2 and 7 from the Marvel Comics feature section in a VF kind of condition. The steal of that trip is that I think I sold my only copy of this book. And this is one of those books that you want to have because it's the first appearance of Venom in his own solo series. I had a very good price. Picked up a Venom Lethal Protectors #1 in a 9.6. That lovely, lovely shiny #1, which is the first solo appearance, and that fun hollow foil that I saw the price. I went to double check on cover price and was like, is it really that price? And I got it, and I might have 2 of them. So this might be one of those slabs that I throw up on Whatnot at a very low starting price so I can, pass the benefits of what I got on to y'all. All right, the third stop I made was at a place I had to race to get into before it closed. These aren't comics. Some of you might be jealous of some of these things, but y'all know I'm a huge Wolverine fan. So I picked up this lovely golden Wolverine figure that will sit with the rest of my Wolverine pop and art collection that I think is pretty sweet. And then I really wish I could play this on camera, but I didn't pick up the batteries that I needed for it. For $15, they had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tiny Arcade that I think, a lot of my turtle friends might be jealous of. We'll see if my folks over at What the Pop may be jealous of this. But in theory, I can put 3 AAA batteries in this and play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, and we'll see if my fat fingers can make the joystick and all 4 buttons work. So when I get home in a couple of days, I'll put batteries in this, play it, and see if I can put it on Instagram. But I was excited to find this. This shop had a couple of comics in it, but it was definitely exciting to check out because it just had a lot of collectible stuff in it that had my Uber driver not had to return a cell phone that was left in the car, and I could have gotten there with a little bit more time, then I probably would have spent a little bit more money there. And you can see by some of the pictures that I've shown and will probably have shown again by this point, just the sheer breadth of things that they had in there. My fourth shop of the day, and you can see that Shia Hefty's stack as well, is a shop called Vortex Comics. And I'm probably only showing you this so you can see what kinds of things that I'm keeping in the PC and things that I'm worried about keeping protected when I get home. or on the travel stuff. I can protect these. But y'all know that I love the other history of the DC universe. So I found variant covers for 3, 4, and 5. Couldn't remember which was the variant cover and which was the A cover for issue number 2. And I couldn't remember which one I had. But I want to have a complete set of these. I have all of the covers of issue number 1, and I think I have all of the main issued covers for 3, 4, and 5. So it's a question of issue number 2. So if I figure out which one I'm missing, maybe some of y'all out there who are loyal followers of the Poseverse can help me out. Got a copy of Resident number 1. Shout out to my dude David Andre. And then literally here I went on a singular mission, and it was called Spider-Woman. And the thing that was a little frustrating was they had all of their Spider-Woman books together and not separated out by run. So, I've got the 2 runs that precede the current run in terms of different handles. So I think I've got some damn near complete sets of both of them now, and you'll see them, and we'll see if I bought that same cover more than once. But there's a dope Baby Bump cover. I did pick up a couple of the current run that I'll show in a second, but there's another Spider-Woman number 1. I did pick up some of the issues of the Bendis and Malieve run, which you'll see me show off from the last shop that I went to as well. So I've got 5 and 6 of that run, and then just filling in all kinds of books here and there. And here I was paying cover price or less. And these all came, like I said, from Vortex Comics. And I got there right as he was intending to close because he hit that end of Saturday lull. And the thing that I will say about this shop, if you are in the Milwaukee or greater Milwaukee area, is that this dude has a great selection of comics, has a great selection of pops and action figures, and has them all at, as close to market prices as you would look at. That, he like a lot of shops has some of those, like we'll sell some of our bigger books on eBay. But everything else that he had in there was at a fair market value. And one of the things that I got for buying just an insane number of books at the end of the day is he gave me the same kind of discount that he gave to his regular customers, right? That I think I got 15% off of this. And then he gave a couple of books to me on the house for making it worth his time. And I didn't mention that, I did any content until the end. The other things that I picked up that weren't older runs of Spider-Woman, this was the first place that I ran into that had a Tales of Harrow County number 1. Again, Cullen Bunstan. Y'all know that. I've got a slowly growing Darkhawk collection, so we've got Darkhawk Annual number 1. And then from the current run of Spider-Woman, I picked up 2 variants that I did not have. Is that Kari Andrews, and then, of course, my man Scotty Young. And then my second copy of the die-cut variant, which a lot of people are thirsty for from time to time, that I got, all of these with the exception of this one at cover price. So, great shop, great spot to check out. Had a lot of cool little restaurants around it. And then I'll show you my last one. So the last spot that I picked books up from, I wish I could have taken more pictures of from it than the exterior shot. This is called The Lost World of Wonders. And this is a place that was recommended to me by another shop employee. And again, my strategy, was mostly picking up some PC elements. So I got The Wrong Earth, Night and Day, because I'm trying to get into some McCoy comics. I got 2 copies of the Virgin Young Erica plotter from Something is Killing the Children number 16, because I might send those to get graded. I picked up a 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton #2 variant. Shout out to my dude Dank Comics, who persuaded me to get in on that one. I picked up the Berserker foil variant that I didn't have one in the PC that I sold one on Whatnot, and I picked up 2 Department of the Truth variants that I didn't have. So that's just their modern stuff, or their recent releases. In terms of stuff that I found in their massive store of back issues, shout out to my dude's Comic CT. I now have a Marvel 25th in the personal collection for New Mutants 45 that has the border that he's chasing for. Didn't have some Foily Excalibur. I have some they did have a lot of variants that I don't know if I'm going to keep them in the PC or if I'll put them up, because I know that these are variants that I've had in the past. But we've got Crossover #6, Crossover #7. Probably going to keep that one because I sold the only copy that I had, because y'all know how big of a Chip Zdarsky fan I am. Skybound 5. And then they had some sick Noctera covers in terms of 2 kind of black and white sketch variants of Noctera 5 that I hadn't seen. So I picked those up quickly. And then in terms of the rest of the stack, you can guess what a big part of it is: my gal Spider-Woman. So I picked up, some of these might be duplicates of that Bendis and Malieve run that I think I might just be short a second clean copy of #1 of that storyline. And then I picked up some more of the Spider-Verse ones, or continuing some of the story that I picked up, or some variants from the story that I picked up from the shop before. But what I'll say is, if you're ever up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they definitely have a high number of shots that if I had gotten here earlier or with more time, I would have checked out. And then the last 3 books I'll show off is issues 14, 15, and 16, the starters to the IDW Turtles run. So, these are all things that I picked up in a couple of hours, either between sessions of the conference or the conclusion of a conference on Saturday afternoon, as I was trying to jump around town to see if I could pick up an Uber car to take down to visit my buddy Deadpool's with not a whole hell of a lot of luck. So if you're ever in the Milwaukee area, check out all of these shops. That they were all great. The staff was fun to talk to. They have all awesome selections, and damn near everything in there was fairly priced. That if you're up here in the Great Lakes region of the Midwest, since I'll concede that to my burrito brethren, check these shops out. They've got good deals, good places for you to support, and a couple of them have an eBay presence, and all that will be listed in the description down below. I know this was a long haul video, but y'all know I don't care about the length. You'll watch it as long as you want to. So if you watch this to the end, what was your favorite book that I picked up? If there was anything that you wanted me to part with, what's the one book that I picked up on today's journey that you would be interested in? Let me know in the comment section. But as always, y'all, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. Where in the world is Comic Book Poser?